that ain't cool because we're all going to die. That's pretty much how natural gas works. Good morning, everyone. Dave from the wee hours here, back with some more Oxygen Not Included, where the lights are back on thanks to our brand new hydrogen generator. So part of the Great Plan was mostly the salt water, but the second part of the Great Plan was getting all of the hydrogen to go live up here, and then we suck the hydrogen out of here, and we filter out just the hydrogen. It goes down to the hydrogen generator, and hydrogen generator makes electricity, and I saw that someone just finished putting up the battery there too, and this is all... No one is more surprised than me, but this is all actually working. Now, the problem that has generated, because that's what Oxygen Not Included really is, isn't it? This is what I'm finding, is you create a thing to solve a problem, and then that thing creates more problems. So the new problem is that our wires are overloading. Our wires are overloaded. We're yellow right now. They're strained. They're not completely frying, but they're heavily strained. We're flashing yellow all the time, and there was just a flash of red there. They're overloaded. So, we're going to have to do something about that. And the comments section already anticipated that, because they see a lot more than I do. You guys pick up on things that I don't even see on screen. And they were the first to chime in and said, "Ooh, dude, you got to check your wiring, man. Yeah, you are getting overloaded." So I went into the research department and saw that we already have researched the heavy watt wire, which carries more wattage. And the comment section said, that's the thing you need. And I thought, well, darn, I'm going to have to rip up all the wiring and put all the wiring back, and that's going to be a massive production. And someone said, no, you can just lay them over the existing wires. But now I'm not sure, because it specifically says on the heavy watt wire, cannot be run through wall and floor tile. So it's going to have to be exposed, and most of my wiring, or at least a good chunk of it, is in walls and tiles and whatnot. So I'm not sure how that's going to go. And then later on we can get into the heavy watt conductive wire, but let's focus on what we've got right now. Now, this is also, I am led to understand, again, creating more problems than I solve, this needs refined metal, which we don't do yet. We just have the raw metal ore. I don't see any of it immediately, but we've got like some copper ore and some iron ore that we've picked up here and there. So we need to get into refining. We need to get into some metal refinery around here, and I'm not quite sure where I'm going to put it at this point. And thank you to the comments section again for answering my question on the am I going to blow up the base if I enclose the natural gas geyser in a sealed room. The answer generally seems to be no. The answer seems to be you're gonna be okay, because you're gonna be pumping the gas out faster than it can accumulate in here, and it's not gonna be overpressured. Basically, you're probably fine. We think we're like 86% on that. So we're gonna keep that plan going, and actually, to that, let's actually keep the plan going. So let's get the duplicants able to build in here. Let's get a ladder going up there, and let's get some digging going on around here. I want this slime and algae anyway, because, oxygen and whatnot. It's kind of the name of the game here. Let's get a ladder going down here, and then let's dig out a little bit more over here. That should enable them to build all of that, especially if I earmark this out to get... hang on. Whoa, stop, Harold, stop. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but stop. Oh, super hard digging. Okay, that's what I need there. That's fine. That could actually just sit there. I don't care that we don't dig that particular bit out. In fact, why don't you just cancel that? What is that, by the way? Neutronium, you say? Ooh. Alright. If I were going to build metal refinery, where would I put it? So I'm going to need smelting. Produces refined metals from raw metal ore, heats and outputs the liquid piped into it. Okay, so we're going to need some water for this. We're going to need water in and water out. Well, get the research going for a start, Bubbles. Get on that. And then I've got to think about how am I going to make that happen. So it's going to need water in, it's going to need water out. This is going to be a bit of a strain on our water supply, which is tentative at best. Now, there's my water pump, which isn't really that effective because we're not generating as much dirty water coming down here, but down here we are. I wonder if I move the pump down here, maybe knock out this section of the wall, and then build up this area to push the water into here. Okay, this could be yet another great plan, kids. This could be another thing that's either going to go horribly wrong or I might accidentally do it correctly. Speaking of things I've accidentally done incorrectly, let me readdress the master bedrooms. I had taken the bathroom out of Bubbles' room because it didn't count as a bedroom, but I really wanted Bubbles to have an ensuite bathroom. I thought that was fun, and she is the best duplicant ever. We all know that. And then somebody piped in and said, dude, you just need to put a door there. Strange as it might seem, people don't like their bed literally next to the toilet. I thought it was very convenient. Bubbles lives alone. She has no privacy issues. I think a toilet right next to the bed would be very convenient. But apparently Bubbles was not so into that. This is your bedroom, right? Yeah, this is your bedroom. So I could put all that back. And that will go back to my plan of taking a little strain off the giant bathroom over here. So I've let time tick on for a little bit, largely just to get overnight in the colony here and have some things outlined. Also because my landscapers were by and the noise of the lawnmower was rather distressing, but I just didn't want to stop playing. So anyway, long story short, I've outlined once again a new bathroom for Bubbles. The ladder, obviously, I'll take away when they finish building that tile up there. I had to deconstruct her bed. When the ladder is gone, I'll pop that back in. Most of the plumbing was still here, so that's going to work out really well. All I'm going to need to do is replumb the dirty water, the wastewater, back into the waste pipe. But all of the fresh water was still already here, so that should be relatively easy to plumb out. I've also had yet another plan. Yeah, I know, we're all excited about that. I had them flesh out here another pit, and my idea is that I'm going to pull this dirty water down here into this pit. Now, there's more polluted water here. I don't know if the salt that's in here is going to make this salt water. I don't know. I don't know quite how that works. So there is some salt in here. I don't know if mining this out is going to make whatever water is in here salt water. And actually, now that I'm looking at this more carefully, why don't you, in fact, build the pit sort of this way to begin, and then... No, wait, actually, that's too far. That'll start punching through. I don't want to do that right away. Then we'll pull this water in, too. Okay, we're going to have a big old pit of dirty water down here, and then we can clean it up, and, it won't be as dirty. Okay, I may have to red alert some things here, because natural gas is escaping into the colony, and, that ain't cool, because we're all going to die. That's pretty much how natural gas works. Okay, it's mostly sealed back up again, more or less. I probably should have seen that one coming, but there it is. And I've also had to yellow alert this tile because the way this all ended up spilling, I've lost a lot of that polluted water off the side here. I mean, I suppose I could just make this the pit, but I've kind of got a focused plan here, such as it is, so we're just going to let that go. It'll end up somewhere down here. We can always collect it later. It's not going anywhere. Nothing goes anywhere. That's one of the things about this game. Literally nothing goes anywhere. The entire bit game is based around the concept of you can't create or destroy matter or energy, so we'll find it eventually. Yeah, we're going to need to move on the whole wiring things sooner rather than later. We are way overloaded, and what that's really going to do is just damage everything that these things are connected to. I see it's new printable time. I think we've got some other priorities here. One is power, which means I need the metal refinery. Two is I have let not a small amount of natural gas out into the atmosphere here. I'm thinking of putting up a somewhat temporary gas pump here just to get it out of here. I'll just shoot it up here. Again, much like the polluted water, I'll deal with it later. But right now, I just want to get it out of here. So I think I'm going to get that cooking along. Of course, that means I need to make more wires, which means I'm probably going to overload some stuff. I've gone from 0 to 60 in that I had no power, and now I have too much power. I wonder if it would be worth... Well, the only other power I really have is the hamster wheels. I was going to say maybe disconnect this or shut it down. Maybe that's not the worst idea. I am going to think about that and do something else instead. Okay, get me to ventilation and get me to gas pump is going to live there. Right. Now what? We're going to get another tile here. We're going to dig out some stuff. I know you guys are getting ready to go to bed soon. I understand it. We've got some priorities around here, though. Yeah, we're getting overloaded circuits and overloaded buildings. By that they mean machines, I assume. Things are starting to break down. We're frying this place. I'm going to look at new printables and just take my mind off of that for a second. Larva eggs, I don't think I'm good with another colonist right now. Even one named Stinky. That really doesn't endear me to you, sir. I'm going to tell you. So... no, I think I need to concentrate on what we're doing rather than taking on someone new. We did just get new Travaldo, so rather than old Travaldo. Old Travaldo is dead, he's down here, but we've got new Travaldo, so that's going to work out fine. Insufficient oxygen generation, yes, eh? Really? Well, I do have a very large base. You're not wrong. If I had to do this all over again, I probably would have condensed things a little bit more. That would have probably been a smarter move. Pit, no real action on that. They're still working on this room. We are getting these tiles done, but I feel things are kind of moving slowly here. Again, 2 people on the hamster wheel. That's 2 people who are not doing anything else. I am going to disconnect this. Actually, I'm going to... Sorry, not New Travaldo. I'm not going to disconnect you. Hang on. Let me just see if I can change your name, because you're very different than old Travaldo. There you go, Chief. Now you are officially... new Travaldo, which is much better than old Travaldo, because old Travaldo is dead. However, what I would like to do is disable that generator. Just shut it down. Shut it down. Let's actually not generate more power right now. I wonder if the hydrogen generator could just float the whole thing. We don't actually have... We're kind of running out of hydrogen. That's a bit of an issue. Did I ever do that? I was going to put up a new hydrogen generator. For oxygen, I meant. Not the hydrogen electric generator. I mean the hydrogen oxygen electrolyzer. That's what I'm trying to say. And we are kind of low on oxygen anyway. That might help. And then maybe the hydrogen generator could just deal with the whole base and I can shut down the other hamster wheel. Okay, let's back this up again here. I've got plumbing here. If I put the electrolyzer... come here. Right here. I could plumb that in very easily. I'm trying to get a spot where the hydrogen will go exactly where I want it to go, which is straight up. It would actually be better to put it here. How much is in that storage thing? Not much. No reason I can't deconstruct that when you get a chance, kids. Oh, and I didn't even notice they finished doing Bubbles' ensuite bathroom, so let's deconstruct this so I can put a bedroom back for her. I don't really feel... yeah, I'll just leave that statue where it is. She likes it. She mentioned that. And let's get to plumbing. This will give me something to do while the base is falling apart. I'll like this. Let me get my old liquid bridge here. Now, how do I want that to go? It's going to go like that. So the input and then the output's going down. Good. Let me get a pipe to here and a pipe to here. That should be plumbed in properly. That should be okay. And then finally, you can have your bed back, Bubbles. I could do exactly the same thing up here. I could bump the statue over a little bit, and by that I mean tear it down and start all over again. I don't think that's a bad idea. I'm going to deconstruct that. And then we'll put a wall up basically right where we put this one. I'll just duplicate everything from here to here. That'll also make it a little easier to plumb in if I do it properly. And let's make sure we say this bathroom is just for Bubbles, because she's the best. Only Bubbles gets to use that. Nails, you're taking down the art. That's good. We'll put some art back. Don't worry about it. whoever's bedroom this is. We'll put the art back at some point. Let's do that there and that there. And then we're going to do exactly the same thing. We're going to put a lavatory right here and a sink right here. Boom. Done. Bubbles, how would you like to be able to get out of your room a little more easily? I bet you dig that. Why don't we deconstruct this? I think getting them to be able to move around the base faster may be a better payoff than having them slightly less stressed because people might be walking through their bedroom when they're trying to sleep. I mean, they all basically sleep at the same time. I know I should change the schedule around, but I don't think that's the bigger issue. So I'm going to be okay with putting doors on both sides right there so they can just get around faster. I think that's a good idea. They can get around faster. And I'll leave the sink going both directions so whichever way people come in and out, they wash their hands. Very good to be hygienic. Okay, so they got rid of that storage. Let me put a... What is the problem here? Is there a thing here? What's the problem here? Why are we not... Oh, there's a little tiny bit of water there. Okay, great. Get that out of there whenever you'd be so kind as to do that. And then we can put the electrolyzer there. And that hydrogen just should go straight up to be best buddies with all the rest of the hydrogen. I noticed the hydrogen generator is not doing anything right at this exact second. Might be out of hydrogen up here. I mean, there's certainly not very much visible. Ah, you're saying you have no power. Right. Okay. However, we did just finish the research on the refinery thing. So where does that live? Refinement, I would assume. Metal refinery. There we go. Refined metals from metal ore. Okay, how big are you? Not super big. Not super big. I'm going to need some water, but there's water things that could go around over here. Right now, I'm just going to put you there. Don't know what I'm going to do with you later, but I'm going to put you there. Ah, this thing's done. Super. Let's get that kind of plumbed out with this. So, no, actually, that's not what I want. How do I want this to go? I want a filter on it first. So I want that to go like that. Oh, do I have to do a little bit of a pipe first? That's possible. Put a pipe there. Put the filter there. There? Oh, the plants are in the way. Okay, well, you know what? They're not doing anything anyway because the room is filled with natural gas, so just uproot all these guys, please. I'll deal with that later, much like I do everything else in Oxygen Not Included. And just making sure that, yes, Bubbles' bedroom does still count as a bedroom now, but she has a lovely ensuite bathroom. Excellent. All right, get those plants out of there so I can make this plan happen. Sooner rather than later would be ideal, because you're, suffocating in the natural gas and all. Okay, here's what we got going on here. So we've got a filter here, and then that goes through... Why do I have a gas vent there? No, cancel that build. I just want a gas pipe. That was very silly. A gas pipe. That's all I need in there. Thank you very much. So everything but the natural gas, when this is all put together, will go through into here. I don't know if that's the smartest place for it, but it's what I've got going on right now, basically. And then the filtered natural gas is going to go all the way up here. I built them some ladders. I built them some little stepping stones here in case they can't reach bits of this. But it all should be fine. And then once it's up there, I'll deal with it later, is my plan. They're making basically no move on digging this out. I think that's because it requires super hard digging, and only 1 or 2 of my colonists have that. I'd like to wire this up. However, I'd like to do it with the heavy wire, but it's going to be a ways off before we can get into that. So give me the regular wiring, please. Regular wiring here. Oh, wait, right. I already have the heavy wire. I just can't build it yet because I don't have... what exactly do I need for this, now that I'm saying this out loud? What is it that I need that is... Select metal ore. Okay. And I need gold, which actually conveniently is right above our head, or aluminum ore. Well, hang on. Do I not need refined metals then? Because I've got that. It's literally right here. I just saw it. Yeah, we have gold amalgam above our head. And slime. But mostly gold amalgam. There's gold in them there are slime. Okay, I'm going to completely redo this because now I feel maybe I don't need the refined metal. Get me a ladder up here, kids. Get me a ladder up here and dig all of this out. All this gold here. Go ahead and get the gold out of here. You know what? Just go nuts. Go absolutely nuts. Put a couple of airflow tiles here, and then the rest of this can just be regular old tiles. Just go berserk. Mine out everything you have an ability to mine out, please. Nails, try not to die. Yeah, there we go. Gold amalgam. That is what it said it needs, right? Gold amalgam. It doesn't say refined gold amalgam. It just says gold amalgam. Maybe it's some other kind of wire that needs that. I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to let them mine out a little bit more of it. And then I'm going to give it a shot. Now, that's going to be very finite. Well, I say very finite. There's some up there. There's none up there. And then aluminum. Do we own any aluminum at any point? What would that be under? Metal ore. Aluminum. Yeah, actually, I've got 13 tons of aluminum right now. And how much gold? 9 tons. All right, let's see if they can do it at all. So, heavy watt wire. Let's start you. Where are you going to go, first of all? And can I, just for argument's sake, can I lay you across that? Well, I can there because that's not in a tile. So that this is doable. But for argument's sake, would you let me do... No, you're very serious about the not going through a tile thing, aren't you? How about a door? No, not a door either. Okay, I'm going to have to do some rewiring. But I can kind of see a path here. Okay, come up here. You may as well grab these two things while you're here. And then I gotta... Oh, it looks good. I like the way that wire looks. And then I'm going to have to figure everything else out, basically. Okay, here's my weekly question for the comments section. Laying heavy watt wire is kind of a pain in the neck, 'cause it can't go through a tile. So I'm sort of plotting paths that don't have to go through tile, and I mean, really, there aren't any. At some point, it's going to have to cross a tile. Is there some kind of aha, never mind. Get your hands off the keyboard. I found it. The joint plate. So this acts just like the plumbing bridge. Got it. And that also just requires ore, not refined ore. Okay. Superific. I'm going to put one of these here. And then I'm going to do something else. I don't know. I don't want to rip up all of these wires to replace them. I wonder what happens if I could just connect the new wires to the old wires. I suppose I could do it piecemeal. So I'm going to need a bridge every single time this crosses a tile. So it's good. Wow, that's going to be sorry about this, Bubbles. We're going to need to run some heavy wires through your room. Actually, I don't. Not really. Okay, Bubbles, the possessor of this colony, the owner of this colony, is having a weird kind of day here, so just bear with me. Okay, I've made a start on it. This is challenging because it's challenging because I didn't really realize in starting this colony that I'd have to redo a lot of the wiring later. Otherwise, I might have made an attempt to plan better for this. But it's coming from over here over to here for right now. And then I'm going to slam it into this power station here. Now, obviously, this doesn't cover all the wiring. But it's a beginning. I'm trying to figure this out here. Now, if I, just for argument's sake, this is more complicated than the plumbing. If I said heavy wire, for the lights, and then I could deconstruct all of that wiring, in fact. All of that wiring. I should put a light up here, because they'll work faster. Okay, I'll have a think about that. Let me just backburner that. Plate going over that tile. What I want to do is get this all connected into this grid here. And I'm just sort of challenging myself to figure out how that's going to work. What if I did that? You'll let me do that. And then how about heavy watt? It's a tile, right? Right, it's a tile. What if there just wasn't a tile there? How about just for fun? Oh, then the battery won't be supported. Oy, you fix one problem and you make more. Okay, I'm gonna figure this out. I am actually banging my head against my hand as I'm recording this at this exact moment. So let's get me back. Oh, now get me to the heavy watt plate. Okay, heavy watt plate. Will you live there? Why won't you live there? I'd really like you to live there. Okay, you know what? New plan. You can come all the way over here. You're going to come all the way over here. You know what? We'll just do it backwards. At bare minimum, it can at least be run around ladders. So ladders are fine. It doesn't mind going through a ladder. It just minds going through literally anything else. And then you could go into there. You can go, because you're eventually going to lead to the hydrogen generator. So I want a lot of heavy watt. I mean, ideally, I want all the heavy watt wire here. Oh, yeah, now you got another tile. You know what? Problem solved. Just go this way, go right there, and then go into there. Okay, that's a beginning. I don't know if I've got the materials for all of this wiring. How about, well, I'm here. I may as well blueprint it, basically. I don't know if we're going to have the materials to do this, but we're going to go up here, and then we're going to go over here. Oh, it's all gotten... I don't even know what's going on in the rest of the colony right now. The whole thing could be burning down in flames, people could be dying, and I'm here obsessed about rewiring the whole house. Well, to take my mind off it a little bit, I'm gonna plumb the bathroom up here. Plumbing seems so easy compared to wiring now. I miss the days when all I had to worry about was plumbing. And plumbing bridges and all sorts of things like that. So wastewater down here, and you could actually just go right into there. There you go. Hope that's not going to be overloaded. I know there is pipes down the road, much like the heavy watt. I really like the way the heavy watt wire looks. I don't know why, I just do. I know, all the plants are dying. We're trying to heavy watt wire things. Just please bear with me. I think the only thing I can do right at this exact second is just let them get on with it. Just let them keep moving here. Now I notice the natural gas is sinking. I kind of thought natural gas was going to rise. Okay. If I'd known it was going to sink, you could have just Googled that, Dave. If I'd known it was going to sink, I would have just incorporated it into shafts go-go, which is where we're drawing all the carbon dioxide. Okay. Well, I've already got all this set up. If this all ends up sinking down into here, then I'll deconstruct the gas pump and all of that stuff and at least reclaim some of those materials. I kind of thought it was going to rise, not sink. But here we are. And let me make sure I actually get this gas filter, where it's supposed to be. So unbreathable gas, natural gas, that's what's going to go out. So natural gas is going to go up where I will ignore it for a while, and everything else will just come out here. It's still not powered up yet, but we're working on it. At least when it does kick in, I want it to be ready to go. How are we doing on that, kids? I put a little ladder here just in case they had any problems getting to that. It doesn't say unreachable build, but I like to try and anticipate these things as best I can. And then maybe I can put the other hamster wheel back on. Hydrogen generator, yeah, we're not producing enough hydrogen anymore. This is the thing. Oh, P.S. kids, speaking of which, did we ever clear out the thing that lives down here? We did not. What exactly is the holdup there? I see ore, salt water. Yeah, I'm not seeing... Okay, you know what? That's fine. I've already stopped caring. We're going to put it somewhere else. We will put it... I've got a plan. Everyone's excited about that idea. Well, while I'm ignoring everything else, I do notice they finished the second awesome bedroom, or bathroom rather, over here. Whose bedroom is this? That's not Bubbles. Bubbles lives down here. Whose is this then? Wait, is somebody not... That was Bubbles' room. That was very clearly Bubbles' room. I also see you guys can't get to that pipe, can you? I kinda need that pipe in place. This is gonna be weird, and I'll deconstruct it later, but I really need you to get that pipe in there. If you could, please. Thank you very much. You're not going to be able to do that because you're not going to be able to... It actually does not say unreachable build. Yes, it does, Dave. Yes, it does. Okay, whosever bed this is, I'm very, very sorry. It doesn't actually appear to be anyone's bed, so This is fine. This is all fine. Cancel that, please. And then put this here, just so you can get that pipe done, please. Thank you. So this is Bubbles. Bubbles, why did you move upstairs? Also, you're gonna die if you live there, because there's no ventilation. So go ahead and get that out of here. Why did you move upstairs? You had a perfectly good room there. I don't know. All right, well, we'll figure that out when we get there. Oh, good. They dug out the little thing here that I was going to use for the electrolyzer. You can live right there. You are going to need water. Thankfully, there's some right next door. We should be able to get that rocking and rolling pretty quickly. You're also going to need power. Where's my heavy watt? Wow, we've got a lot of heavy watt going on here. Okay, somebody do the thing that I just told you to do. I'm going to set them to dig out this, because there's a big old chunk of aluminum ore in there. And it's obvious that these metals are going to become more and more necessary as we plug along here. So we may as well get that cooking if we can, please. And then what else? I'm going to back burner natural gas. Clearly, I can generate power. I just can't control it. Sounds just like my everyday life. I see new principles are available. I'd really like you guys to finish off all the heavy wire and then put the electrolyzer in, and then do literally everything else that I'm telling you to do. Anyone get new skill points? Yeah, Frankie did. Frankie, you don't really want super hard digging or hard digging, but I'd really like you to have that if you could, because we kind of need that, Frankie. We kind of need that. Nutrivaldo, what are you up to these days? Yeah, you're Dr. Nutrivaldo. Yeah, sure, have bedside manner. You can be Dr. Nutrivaldo. Sounds like a really fun murder mystery series. Now, I'm still holding firm on no new duplicants right now, so I'm going to pass on all you guys. I don't think I want Slickster larva. That doesn't sound like a thing that I generally request. So no to all of that. All of the plants are dying because they're either filled with natural gas or they're oxiferans and there's no carbon dioxide here, which is ostensibly a good thing, but still the oxiferans aren't doing so well. They're really not getting to this at all. And I think it's just because I've only got one or two people who have hard digging, so that's going to take a while. All right, we're moving on the pipes here. Pieces of the heavy watt wire are coming together. I would ideally just like to get this electrolyzer up and running for some more oxygen and some more hydrogen. I want to generate more hydrogen. But that is probably an excellent place to call it on Oxygen Not Included for today. A lot going on right now. A lot going on. I feel the episode prior to this was a lot more calm, just sorting out how the hydrogen generator works. That was fairly straightforward, all things considered. Now we're into some higher tech stuff, and this is where it's all starting to fall apart. Oh, hang on. I forgot to put your tiles back. Sorry, whomever lives there. Really, really sorry about that one, Chief. Okay, so we'll call it a day on Oxygen Not Included for now. We'll pick up some more of this again later. Do please keep those comments coming in. They're pretty much why any of our colonists are still left alive. And hey, if you enjoyed the video, do please leave a like down below. It does cheer me up no end when people do that. And if you're new to the channel, maybe just checking it out for the first time, feel free to hit that subscribe button. Some more of this ridiculous nonsense. Until then, I'm Dave. Thank you as always for joining me in the wee hours, and we'll see you next time.
Bugs are inherently stupid, and they get in places and they can't get out. You know what places they get in? Things that are wide open that don't have screens over them. It's a piece of mesh. We figured this out like 100 years ago. What is wrong with the British, the Irish?
I'm just going to keep shooting Hildegard until she goes away, which is my response to most nuns, really. So now, the pit of death is carbon dioxide, polluted oxygen, polluted water, and urine. I've just made it just a little bit worse for everyone down here.